everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The winding road to the Super Bowl continues here in the divisional round, where two teams look to take another step towards the Super Bowl. It's the Panthers going up against the Seahawks. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Evergreen State and CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the Seattle Seahawks. The center receiver in motion to the right. Here's a run for the former Louisville Cardinal, Sonoris Perry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
I'm actually surprised they didn't get out of that play. I didn't see anyone pressing the line of scrimmage for the defense.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Here's Newton now on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Kelvin Benjamin has to be a feature of this offense that's on your screen now.
Definitely a #1 receiver. A huge target with some speed. It's almost like go-go gadget when he goes up to get the football. No matter how you defend him, he can go just a little bit higher.
Third and long, it's Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. After the interception, here's Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 14 there. And it'll give the Seahawks a first down. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Kearse from 8 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. And he just did get those feet in there on the side of the end zone. Well done.
Probably the exact size foot necessary, because I think if he had another half size, that catch doesn't count. And he's able to get it in, and it counts for a touchdown.
And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
I bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
All right, say it with me now. There are a lot of different words we come up with. Maybe we go back and forth after that play, getting his toes tapped down to make that catch. Crafty.
Yep.
Wiley. Oh, definitely.
All the veteran names.
You name it.
And he lost the football. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And he'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
2 plays in a row, the defense won, stacking up the running game. They've got to feel good about themselves, but something has to be in the back of their minds. Are we being set up for something big? They've got to be careful.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. In motion left comes Brown. Here's Newton, flush to his right, on the run, and this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. Trying to punch it in, Stewart. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. The tight end in motion right. And now it's second and goal. Here's Stewart. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility is...
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Ed Dixon from 3 yards out. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Short boot, taken at the 21. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They begin the drive with Coleman. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And on on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On second down, here's Wilson. And he finds his tight end, Graham. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Shaq Thompson able to run him down for a loss of a yard. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Now Wilson on second down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Shaq Thompson in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on 3rd down.
5 defensive backs. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. To throw is Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
2nd down following the run. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll come out in the pistol. Stewart is the lone setback. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. And he'll get it up the middle. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Here's Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going to run. This is Stewart. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Wilson. It's caught. Block it. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. And he motions the wide receiver. Now Wilson on 1st down. Surveying the field. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the safety, Kirk Coleman. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And to the tight end, Olsen, right side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down, 5 yards to go. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. And the slot man goes in motion left. Here we go on 4th. Newton. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. Fresh set of downs here. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him 3. On 1st down, it'll set up a 2nd and 7. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run with a tight end. It's Olsen. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Calling a gain is 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop his shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll try the air now with Newton. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Cameron Artis-Payne, and now it's third down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll send Ginn in motion left. Throwing on third down, Newton. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And that is no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And left side here, it's Graham. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
1 receiver left, 2 to the right. On second down, Wilson. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his second there. Well, he just threw an interception last drive, nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of the difference between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. 3rd and long, it's Wilson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Here's Wilson to throw. It's complete to Lockett. 7 yards on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Now it's Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
They'll send Ginn in motion left. A final shot before the break. Newton eluding the pressure right. Cam fighting. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
Huge play for the defense. What a turn of events. They get the fumble return for a touchdown, the last play of the first half.
And how about the defense providing a score, amping up not just themselves.
And actually, Larry, hold that thought. We're right back to the action. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Here we go on 4th with Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They will run again with Coleman. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler, Luke Kuechly, that picks it. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now following the interception, here's Newton. Flushed out right. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Following the penalty, here's Stewart. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Shift together here from the D-line. And the wideout in motion. They go play action with Stewart. Now Newton. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target. And it's 3rd and 4.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now the Auburn alum, Artis Payne. And a short gain here, down to the 22. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves them a few inches short here on 4th down. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. And Newton's going to keep it. He only needed a few inches. He didn't even get that. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Little motion now from the tight end. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles, in a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And you always hear about an offense talking about setting the edge in the running game. Well, the defense wants to do exactly the same thing. And the defensive end, often against an offensive tackle, sometimes a tight end, they can't let themselves get hooked and let a running back get outside. Because if they do that, that hurts the integrity of the defense overall.
My man, the encyclopedia. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
A well-executed screen pass means the offensive line has bluffed the defenders. They make them think that they can just get through and get to the quarterback. Instead, they're setting them up. Little screen pass, lofted over them, and now they're in front, and they get downfield for big yardage when they do it right.
Now they run with a backup. This is Thomas Rawls. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
It's caught outright by Graham. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And they're going to speed things up here.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he fires one, but incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So he missed a field goal earlier, but he says not this time, and he's able to knock it through to give his guys 3.
And that's all you want as a kicker, a chance to redeem yourself. You got to have a short memory if you're going to survive at this level, and he's able to get back on track.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. It's brought in right side by Ginn. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit. Another pistol look here. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Second down following the run.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And they'll go on the ground. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll come accelerating, and off he goes. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They fake the give. Newton. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Now Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
3rd and 2, Newton completes it to Dixon. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. 1st and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game. And his kick is right through. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read. Better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now Stewart on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Back to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for the lead in the final stages. Now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so, but this one's not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Second down now after the incompletion. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll look to throw. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his...
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up